Good morning, Coasters. Had a few questions of recent times about Chorus, getting an update. You saw my video the other day about the great progress that's being made out towards Canary for the fibre optics or the fibre cable, and done by Electronet and Chorus. Now, give you a bit of background on Chorus, because the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ring Nathan Beaumont at Chorus, because he's been our man on the ground for quite a long time. It's been fantastic to deal with. So I figure that some of these questions would be better to be answered by him. But at Chorus, it's a provider of the telecommunications infrastructure throughout New Zealand. So it owns the telephone lines and the exchange equipment that keeps us going. It's actually responsible for building about 70% of the new fibre optic network in New Zealand. So a huge job, and keep in mind it doesn't sell direct to consumers. It provides a wholesale service to retailers. So I'm gonna hook in now and see if I can catch Nathan. His name's Nathan Beaumont. He's from Chorus. A bloody good guy. Nathan, look, thanks for joining me. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Bruce. Absolutely happy to.
Now we're out of level one. I'm sorry, we're into level one and out of level two, which means we're back to normal. How are you going with the UFB rollout and the fibre connections?
Yeah, pretty good. It's been, I guess we're starting to get back up to where we were pre-lockdown. So level 4, basically everything came to a halt because obviously lockdown, we couldn't have our crews out in the streets. So that was obviously a difficult time for our technicians. But then under level 3, we started to resume some of the work again. So build work, doing fibre installations where people were comfortable with our crews coming into their house. We're in PPE, and then under level 2 and level 1, it's basically started to get back to normal. So you'll around the west coast and Westland in particular, you'll see the build crews back in the streets starting to do their work, and also starting to do the installations in the home. So the other good thing about that is all the technicians are back working as per normal. So obviously a difficult time for them when they're in lockdown and work stopped. So very pleased that they're back to work, and yeah, everything's back to normal.
So tell me, the take up on the coast has been pretty good. How do people get connected? Do they talk to you? Who do they talk to?
Yeah, I mean the easiest thing to do is if they go to chorus.co.nz, and we have an address checker on our website. So punch in your address, it'll tell you if fibre is available, and if it's not available yet, it'll give you an indication of when it will be available. So once you know that fibre is available, phone your retail service provider. So that's the likes of Spark or Vodafone, 2 Degrees, those sorts of companies, and then you say you want to get connected, and they'll work with you to find a date for a technician to come around, and we'll get you sorted. And generally we can actually do the connection all within one day as well. So nice quick process.
And the take up's been pretty good, hasn't it?
Yeah, I was just looking at the stats for Hokitika in particular. It's getting close to 70%, and when you think that the nationwide average is about 58%, Hokitika in particular they're going great guns. So it'd be nice to see them actually be the first place in the country to get to 100%. So there's a bit of a challenge for you, Bruce, to get people out there and get that last few percent all locked into fibre.
Leave that to us. We'll get on to it. Now, one of the things that created a bit of confusion in my mind was that the Commerce Commission released a draft thinking on how Chorus might be allowed to withdraw copper broadband. So I've had some people saying, okay, I'm not going to get fibre. Are Chorus going to take away my copper?
And the answer to that is no. So if you're not in a UFB fibre area, and you have a copper connection, you don't have to worry about a thing. So your phone line will stay exactly the same. So those rules are for the UFB fibre areas. So it makes sense for once we've finished the rollout and fibre's available in these towns and communities, it doesn't make a lot of sense to have both a copper and a fibre network. So the Commerce Commission's come up with a set of rules that eventually, down the track, it's not going to be any time soon, where fibre is available. We can look at making sure that everyone's got a fibre connection, and if that's the case, then we can look at withdrawing the copper connections. But the main thing for people is if they're not in a fibre area and they're on a copper connection, that's not going to change at all. They'll keep their phone line. Nothing to worry about there at all.
Well, that certainly clarifies that. Now tell me, virtual shed, the lights. You were going to go around to various towns, but now I see you've joined the 21st century, and we're going to go online. I love it.
We're using we're using this fantastic product called fibre, which is is a great thing. So what we've done in the past is when we're about to start the fibre build in a town, we usually rock up to the town and have a bit of a community meeting, and people can come in and learn about the rollout and what's involved and how we're going to do the build and how they can connect. So in an ideal world, we rock up in person and meet people, but obviously with lockdown and travel restrictions, that made that fairly difficult. So we've just been trying a couple of new initiatives, and one of those is to actually hold our Shed the Light community events via Zoom online. So a little bit different, but it's I think it's a couple of good things about it, because if people can't actually make the events in person, they can just quickly dial up and still get the information. They don't have to travel. We can get our experts from all over the country to attend on virtual events, whereas if it's having to travel to places that take a little bit of time to get to, it's harder to get those key staff too. So we'll still do the events in person in the main, but I think having the virtual aspect just gives us another aspect to do, which is quite handy.
Well, I actually think that's brilliant. It'd be brilliant for our coast communities, because we've got a long way to go. It's takes me 4 hours to get to Haast.
Yeah, and there's some places actually where you've only got 100 or 200 residents or households in the town, so it makes it hard to travel to those places, or be able to justify to travel to those places when it's going to take you the best part of a day to get there. And you've got no guarantee that anyone's going to turn up as well. So holding these events online, you can actually include more towns that probably wouldn't have been included just because of resource and cost and that sort of thing. So it just means we can spread the word quicker and faster, and it's a bit of a win-win from our point of view.
And it brings in those the experts. I mean, you can't be flying experts all over the place.
Yeah, otherwise you've got me, and you don't want to be stuck with me with my information.
Well, look, Nathan, really appreciate you taking the time to explain those things. Love to keep in touch in the future. I mean, we're using Chorus installed fibre here, and what a great job! It's just made a total difference to everything we do. So really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and if you don't mind, I'd like to keep in touch in the future on the same basis.
That sounds great. Happy to help, Bruce. Thanks very much.
Okay. Well, coasters, that was Nathan Beaumont, and he's from Chorus. We have a very good relationship with Chorus. They've been doing a wonderful job, and you heard the message there. The towns on the coast, you can get fibre optic, and Hokitika, we're at 70% take up. Wouldn't it be great to get to 100? There we go, folks. A good way to start the day, and I'll catch you later.